Hey everybody, John Kromm here, your official coach in real estate for Central Oregon, here to talk about closing dates. What a closing date is, how do you select a good one, and what could possibly go wrong. Alright, so what a closing date is the date that your house closes that you actually get to take possession. Now, that only occurs when a couple of different things happen. The closing date is the date that you get possession, but it's not necessarily always the day that you sign, okay? You sign all the papers, the loan actually funds, if you're getting a loan, and then it has to record. It has to be, all the documentation has to be sent down to the county to be recorded. So as long as all of that has happened, then your house can close. So just so if you, close today on November 14th, if you close late in the day, it might not actually record till the following day, which means you can't get in till the next day. If it closes early in the morning on a date, on say this morning, it could close by this afternoon or evening. So just so you understand, a closing date is when it's actually closed. It's the final, complete, done thing. It's not necessarily just when you sign. So don't misconstrue that. How to select a good closing date? Well, it depends on what kind of financing you're doing for the house. So if you're paying cash, all cash for a house, then you can close the house within, 7 to 10 days or whatever your preference is. If you are, getting a loan, that's a little bit different. And that's why you always want to have a good, competent real estate agent representing you, because they're going to know these kind of details like I'm about to tell you. Okay, so a good closing time frame to make sure that everything actually gets done is about 45 days for most normal conventional loans right now. So even a FHA or USDA, most normal loans right now, common loans, are taking about 45 days. That used to be 30. Now it's 45, and that's because of a couple of different new regulations that have come into effect in the last year. Literally, it's been a year since they came into effect. A year and a month. So now there's a couple of different things that they do, to make it a little bit longer, but it's ultimately a better thing. The big thing is called the closing disclosure, where they provide you, the buyer, with all of the information, all of the financial information, how much your payment's going to be, what all the fees are, and how, the interest rate, how that's all broken down. So you can see that 3 day, and it's a 3-day waiting period before you can actually sign. So, if you haven't got the closing disclosure and you're supposed to sign tomorrow, it ain't happening. You got to get the closing disclosure, then you've got 3 days to wait, then you can sign. Okay, so 45 days for most normal lending, most normal loans, with the exception of a VA loan. Now, right now in Central Oregon, there's a shortage of appraisers that can appraise houses where they're getting a VA loan. They have special regulations for getting an appraisal on a VA loan. So they're kind of backlogged, and it can take forever. It can take almost 60 days just to get the appraisal. Now, if you're getting a loan, you have to have an appraisal, and if you don't have the appraisal, you don't get the loan. If you don't get the loan, you don't get the house. So it's important. So VA loan can take up to 90 days right now, which sucks. I'm sorry. But that is the way the cookie crumbles. So that's time frame. The last thing is just know that a closing date is not a hard date. A closing date is actually written in all the contracts as being on, a house may close on or before, and then they put the date. The reason is because, let's say if your house was scheduled to close today on November 14th, it could close on the 10th or the 12th or the last month. That's kind of the end date, but that doesn't mean there can't be extensions. There's stuff that comes up all the time that would cause a house to be delayed. Now, most houses close on time, but there's a large percentage of them that don't close on time and have to actually be extended. So just understand that closings don't always happen the day they say they are going to happen, and sometimes they need to be extended, and that's a part of flexibility that buyers don't always necessarily understand. I want you to understand so that you're not caught off guard in the event that your home doesn't close on the date that we set. All right. Hope that brings some information to light, and thanks for watching. If you have any comments or questions below, feel free to fire away, and I will get back to you. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Cheers.